I'm Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Max Allan Collins' hard-boiled detective novel. I don't know what it is. An assassin novel? I don't know. Drug dealer novel? Mystery novel? Quarry? It's part of the Quarry series. I think there's 10 books in the Quarry series, all published by Hard Case Crime. One of the reasons I wanted to review this was because Hard Case Crime, if you know, puts out some of the Stephen King books like Colorado Kid, later Joyland, Hard Case Crime. They specialize in hard-boiled detective novels. So far, the only ones I'd ever read were the Stephen King ones, and I thought, well, I'll give Hard Case Crime another shot. I'll try one of their other authors. So I researched what they were doing, and I found this Quarry series. I particularly liked the covers. This cover, we always review the covers. Here's one of the more striking covers that we've ever reviewed on the channel. Clearly one of the more striking covers. I love this painting. This is a great painting by the great book cover illustrator Robert McGinnis. And if you look on the back, here's some of the other Quarry novels, and as you can see, the paintings all have sort of a similar theme of the semi-nude girls painted by the great illustrator Robert McGinnis. That's cool. I liked it. Let's be honest. That's one of the reasons I chose these after the Stephen King, because I thought the covers were dynamite. Was the book dynamite? Well, let's talk about that a little bit. So this was first published in 1976. Hard Case Crime has republished it in the mid-2000s, putting these new nice covers on them. Quarry. Who is Quarry? Quarry is a hollowed-out rock of a man. That's the way he describes himself. With no name. And his past, he's a Vietnam War vet. And he's an assassin. That's what he'd do for a living. He's an assassin. And that's part of... He does an assassination in the very first chapter. It was a dynamite assassination. I loved it. I loved the opening chapter of this. It gripped me. I was like, I've got a new mystery series I can follow. Not only do I have a new mystery series I can follow, but I love the covers. This first chapter, which just blew me away. He assassinated a dude. But then he realized it was kind of a drug deal gone wrong. And then he's like, well, my employer, the broker. The broker is the guy that employs him to do the assassinations. And he gets with the broker and he's like, dude, I'm an assassin. What you sent me out there to do, I killed this guy because I'm a killer. That was more of a drug deal gone wrong. And he's like, I ain't no drug dealer. I'm not a bouncer at a bar. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a thief. I'm not a this, that, or the other. I am an assassin. So listen, when you hire me to kill people, because that's what I do. I do not want to do anything else. And he was kind of pissed because he could tell that the broker had sent him on a mission that wasn't quite on the up and up. And again, I'm still into it. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then not only that, but of course, Quarry, our man Quarry, is a badass. Or so I thought. This is where things fall apart for me. And this is me. This is not the writer. This is not Max Allan Collins at all. Because he's a fantastic writer. This has got some great noir, pulp fiction type, Tarantino type writing in it. This is me. This is my problem with me. This is where I checked out and I was gone. He's an assassin, and about 30 or 40 pages in, he kind of describes himself as being like this 155-pound wiry guy. Oh, but he comes off as the toughest guy in the book. And I'm like, there's no fucking way a 155-pound guy is going to be the toughest guy in any situation that he's in. I don't care if he's an MMA fighter as good as Conor McGregor. He's going to get his ass kicked by anybody 40 pounds over his weight. I'm 250, guys. I see a 155-pound guy, and I can punch that motherfucker out the fucking window. It's just like, how can you have a tough guy and then say, oh, he's 155 pounds? I'm just like, no! You know, when I watch these MMA fights, and we got the very lightweight guys, I mean, they're very skilled fighters. That's not, I mean, but they're 130, 150 pounds. It's two little men walk into the ring, only one little man walks out. I could give a fuck. Give me the heavyweights. That's where, I mean, Jack Reacher, you know, Tom Cruise played Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher is described in the Lee Child novels as being 260 pounds, built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so when he walks into a place and starts kicking ass, you understand why. Because he just can. He's just a big guy. If you've ever been in a fight, and I've been in fights, folks. I don't want to get into where I work at the prison, but I've been in fights where it matters. And little guys don't win. They just don't win. Ever. You take Conor McGregor and put him in a ring with a dude that's 350 pounds with no skill. That 350-pound man is just going to lay on Conor McGregor and kill him. Headbutt him to death. It's just, I've seen it in real life. And when he said that when Quarry, oh, Quarry's the toughest guy, but he's 155 pounds, I'm like, no! Ugh. I checked out. I was done. Done! Hope I made my point. Sorry, you little guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm being biased against littler guys, right? I should lose the weight and be just, you know, I'm just a fat guy. But I do, lift. I mean, and, I try to keep myself in some shape for my job. And I'm just like, I can't get over it. Jack Reacher, I mean, is a big, I mean, he can be a badass, and then they hired Tom Cruise to play it. Tom Cruise, 155-pound Tom Cruise to play Jack Reacher. And I was just like, and then Quarry is supposed to be the most badass assassin on the planet. And so then I'm thinking, okay, I've got to suspend my disbelief here, folks. Let's pretend Quarry is still badass, but he's at 155 pounds worth of badass. Okay, he's got to be stealthy. He's got to be sneak thief. He's got to be the thief or the rogue he can't be the paladin or the fighter in our Dungeons and Dragons crawl. He can't. He's got to be the sneaky thief. He's got to be, you know what I'm saying? He's got to be, but he's not. He's the fighter. He just beats people up. He can't be a hand-to-hand combat assassin at 155 pounds. You just can't do it. It's just impossible. Unless you're sneaky. But he's never sneaky. Okay, so anyway. Beyond that, it was a good book. Beyond that, I mean, Max Allan Collins writes very well. It's a very cool story. I love the story. I love the dialogue. I love everything in it. I just went off on a rant here. For comedic effect. You can all forgive me. Quarry. Had Quarry been the same size as Jack Reacher, I would give this an 8 or 9 out of 10, and I would read the rest of the series. And I would get these lovely covers with these lovely ladies on them. But since he's 155 pounds, I'm not going to continue. You can if you like. But I'm a big dude with big dude problems, and I can't read about little guys. I just can't do it. I mean, I just can't do it. we'll give it a 6 out of 10 because I enjoyed the story and stuff. But beyond that, we're just done.